So welcome. If for those who don't know me yet, my name is Christian Kogut. At Intermarium, I'm responsible for international sales. So in cooperation with our clients, especially out of Poland, and also for cooperation with our network of our local representatives. And I will have pleasure to host this meeting today. What is the reason of that we would like we like to meet you today? So we would like to give you the chance to know us better, to know because most of you are already cooperating with us, but also we hope that we have some participants of this meeting who just consider to acquire FlexSim, to implement FlexSim in the curriculum at their universities. So I hope it will be a good chance for you to learn some more about us and about that, what you can expect when starting cooperation with us. We would like this meeting to be the first of many. So we would like these meetings to be periodical, probably once per 3 months. So we would like to meet you in this form, in the form of webinar. But of course, hopefully there will be also a chance to meet you in person. So what we would like to those meetings to give to you is first of all, I think like the latest news on that, what is going on in our network in FlexSim's world, as we can call it, to provide you also with some knowledge about the latest features added to FlexSim, to new releases, or to simply give you some small training on how to use those features and so on. So I think it might be quite beneficial for you. And the part of today's meeting, it will be also kind of mini training provided by David Dombal. Also, we would like those meetings to give you an opportunity to present some of your interesting projects, which you would like to introduce to your colleagues from other universities. Maybe it will be a chance to invite some universities from other countries to cooperation with you on certain projects and so on. So this is the other very important thing which we hope this meeting will bring, and those meetings will bring to us. And of course, also we would like to give you the chance to exchange some ideas. So we have some ideas which we would like to introduce to you and to invite you to cooperate on them. But we hope, and I'm sure that you also have many ideas or some projects which you plan to do or already running, which we would like to invite some colleagues from other universities to cooperate with you, or simply to share that something like that is going on at your university. So this is I think the main reasons why we started those meetings. At the beginning of this meeting, I would like to ask the CEO of Intermarium company to take his word and some start introduction of our company, to give you some overview, and then I will continue with a little bit deeper introduction, also to give you some overview of our network, of the potential of this network, and some examples how you can use FlexSim. Maybe I will try to tell a few things about some samples of implementation at certain universities which are cooperating with us, and then we will move to this mini training with David, and we'll finish with some, I hope, discussion. So hopefully you would like to share your suggestions, your comments, maybe some invitations to cooperation. Okay, so now I would like to ask Dr. Witold Cempel to take his word now.
Thank you, Christian. Sorry for a short break for technical reasons. Good morning, dear friends, colleagues, and all interested in FlexSim. My name is Witold Cempel, and I appreciate your decision to join our webinar. And I hope the content we prepared you will find interesting and inspiring. At the beginning of our meeting, I would like to show you how all regarding FlexSim Intermarium begins. Next, I'm going to present the current state of company development and the structure of simulation technology transfer. So let's begin. In 2000, I established a company specialized in management consulting and training under the name City Consultants and Trainers, later renamed to Prometheus and finally to Temple Consulting. Our main clients of that time were Ford, Abbott, Renault, Polish, the biggest bank, PKO BP, Wisman, Heidelberg Cement, Metso Minerals, etc. But the most important was one of the first in Poland business process re-engineering project for Nona & Sons company. In 2006, based on experience gained, I wrote a doctoral dissertation about re-engineering methodology, which combined radical improvement with social acceptance of the change. Almost from the beginning, I was searching for software that will help gain significant improvement in business production and logistic processes. I experimented with many applications for process improvement, system modeling and analysis, enterprise architecture, etc. And afterwards, I chose FlexSim 3D simulation tool, which was the best in class compared to the other vendors. The main advantages were and are combining easy to use with richer functions, software developed for practical usage, but with the ability to lead classes for students, and constant software improvement and development of next important features, and flexible pricing and competitive to other vendors. And this is FlexSim. In 2017, Temple Consulting became an exclusive representative in Poland, and our first clients were universities. Later, I moved FlexSim operations to newly established Intermarium LLC, which is an exclusive FlexSim distributor in Intermarium, which is territory among 3 seas with 25 countries, plus Russia and Kazakhstan. Currently, we serve Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, Ukraine, Belarus, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Moldova, Albania, North Macedonia, Kosovo, Montenegro, Cyprus, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Russia, and Kazakhstan. Our headquarters is in Krakow in Poland, and we have 9 local representatives in Warsaw, Ljubljana, Kyiv, Arad, Prague, Mlada Boleslav, Varaždin, Skopje, and Sarajevo. Currently, we are the #3 FlexSim distributor in terms of royalty, #3 FlexSim distributor in Europe, and #7 in the world. We are an exclusive distributor of 5 simulation software: FlexSim for discrete event systems of production and logistics, FlexSim HC for healthcare systems, FlexSim for container terminals, Flowwork for fluid logistics, and Holcim for mining logistics. We are not selling on the licenses, but we do comprehensive simulation methodology transfer, which includes complete simulation and analysis methodology described in Applied Simulation book, 5 days complete training program, 5 levels competence certification, simulation acceleration workshops, simulation modeling and optimization services, and joining simulation academic and business community. So at the end of my speech, I would like to invite you to our community and gaining benefits from different levels of cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zempel. So now, if you let me, I will continue with my part of presentation. I hope that my screen is visible for you now. Mr. Zempel mentioned something already about, he started to introduce our network. I would like to continue with that because this is something what is quite important for us, and I believe it might be also important for you as academic centers, as academic FlexSim users. So basically, from the end of 2016, we started to develop the network of, I would say, local representatives. It means companies and individuals who would like to join us in spreading simulation technology, in spreading FlexSim. And as Mr. Zempel mentioned, until now we have 9 of such representatives. I would like just to say a few more words about them. So here you can see them named in the slide, in the presentation. So currently we have 2 branches, one in Warsaw with Łukasz Księżopolski as its director, who is cooperating with us since 2016. In 2017, joined us also Dr. Tomasz Berlet, who is staff member at University of Ljubljana. So it was from 2017. We also have currently 3 business partners, partner in 2 in Czech Republic. So in Prague, this is engineer Pavel Scholz, cooperating with us since 2019. And also in Lada Bolesław, it's if3.cz, which is actually business of our friend engineer Franciszek Schreier, who is cooperating with us since 2020. And also we have 4 sellers currently, so I would say sales representatives in Kyiv from 2016. This is company IT Planet. In Arad from 2019, the Effective Flux company. In 2020, joined us the company named Vesika in Skopje, based in Skopje, and our newest sales representative. And this is In Product company based in Sarajevo. So you are free to contact us or to contact those of our representatives. And I believe that they might be and should be also included in our cooperation. So this is to show you what are our representatives in the region. Regarding our clients, so the FlexSim users, basically, I think it might be important for you because this is the thing what gives many possibilities. So I will mention a few of them later on, but so potentially those companies which you can see here, logos of them are companies which potentially you also can cooperate with, because they need to some of them they have their own simulation teams. Sometimes they need new members of those teams, so we are able to recommend some of your students who already have some FlexSim skills to join their teams, but also to perform some joint projects, some cooperate in the grants and so on. So companies like, so those are the companies which are directly cooperating with Intermarium. Those are our clients. Companies like Answer, like ArcelorMittal, Asahi, Dell, Contitech, or JBIL, Harman, airports like Katowice Airport, Krakow Airport, EMAG, Elval from Greece, Magna, Maspex, Miele, next year, Oriflame. So basically, some big names also are included in this list. If you will be interested to take a closer look to this list, so of course I'm ready to provide it to you. So currently it is 71 companies who are our clients. It means that they have licenses or they use our services, our simulation services. It's 71 companies who are cooperating with us, but of course, worldwide, there is plenty of FlexSim users, including the biggest corporations as well. If you will be interested, I'm happy to provide you with this reference list. But now coming back to the presentation, the next important thing and the most important for us, I mean, participants of this meeting is cooperation with the higher education, with universities. Currently, I would say this is 60 universities from our region which we cooperate with. Worldwide, there is hundreds of universities using FlexSim. I think it will be around 500 or even more. The most of them they are located in China or in the US, in the Western Europe, in South America, and in our part of Europe also. We directly cooperate with 60 universities. Of course, at some universities, there is not only one faculty, but few faculties which own the FlexSim licenses. Some universities owns not only educational FlexSim license for laboratory, but they also have commercial licenses. So they are able to provide commercial services to the local business cooperating with them. Here I placed only examples of universities from different countries which we operating in. I guess that some of the participants, they can recognize their own university among this placed in here. Also, I will be happy to provide you with the reference list of the universities which we're cooperating with, because this is also the opportunity for you to establish cooperation with the given universities on certain projects, on some staff or students exchange, or simply in exchanging the ideas of the use of FlexSim implementation cases. But now I would like to just introduce few universities as the samples of cooperation, which might be maybe somehow inspiration for you, or simply to show you what is possible, what you can possibly expect. So I would say that I would like to say a few words about the Silesian University of Technology. One of the faculties which are using FlexSim at these universities is the Mechanical Engineering faculty. And with this faculty, our cooperation is the most active and most developed. And the cooperation is in both dimensions. So it's in educational, of course. So we provided trainings to their staff, to their students as well. And they teach their students FlexSim, but also they have the commercial license. So they have many projects provided to local business, to the companies which are cooperating with them. So this is definitely extra income for the university, for the faculty, but this is also a chance to establish their position as the center of technology transfer to the cooperating companies, to the cooperating business. At this faculty, there is a laboratory for simulation of manufacturing processes. Professor Damian Kręczyk, who is the leader, the head of this laboratory and the leader of implementation of FlexSim at this faculty, engage students in the internships, internship projects also. So they do some diploma thesis and also recommending some of the students to work in the companies they cooperate with, especially those students who have some skills in using FlexSim already, or they did some projects for certain companies, and then companies are interested to hire those students. So and in October 2021, in October 2020. So in October 2021, there will be a new course launched. The course will be called as Production Engineering and Management, which a vital part of the course will be FlexSim, will be simulation. And Intermarium as a company became the patron of this course, of this direction, actually studies direction, together with companies such as Stellantis, which is joint Fiat and Peugeot company, Tenneco, and AIUT company. The next case which I would like to mention is our cooperation with Wsb University. So the headquarters of this university is in Dąbrowa Górnicza, and this is the city close to Silesia region and close to Kraków. Currently, they own practically all of our simulation products. So not only FlexSim general purpose, but also Flowworks, FlexTerm, and this product, these tools are used by students in their 5 locations. So except of Dąbrowa Górnicza, it's also Kraków, it's Cieszyn, Żywiec, and Olkusz. So those are the towns and cities located in the southern part, in the southwest of Poland. And also the very interesting thing about our cooperation is that actually we create together with Wsb University, we create the new profession. Because there is the specialization, optimization and simulation engineer. So the FlexSim is also the very important part of this specialization. One of the students from this specialization, he's already working for us, for Intermarium. Next one, maybe something out of Poland, which I would like to mention is State University in Sumy in Ukraine. This is also an interesting case. In 2019, the license has been granted by Intermarium Foundation for this university. It was kind of special project for Ukrainian universities. And in 2020, there have been created the center, the educational and scientific center, Intermarium Sumy State University, for simulation, modeling, analysis, and optimization of systems. So the main tasks of the center is implementation of support in training, use, and distribution of this innovative software, FlexSim. Also introduction of FlexSim in the production sphere and in the educational process of Sumy State University, but also to provide the graduates this skilled in FlexSim to the labor market, and transferring simulation technology to local business, to the also using joint projects or students internships. Currently also Sumy State University, especially Dr. Jana Czybieriak, is involved in active promotion of FlexSim, also during the simulation, also during the webinars. And there are some publications already done in cooperation with other universities, and there will be also more publications as far as we know, made by this university. And last case, which I think is very interesting also. This is the sample of maybe even more cooperation of university with the company, the third party, not with Intermarium as much. So the university in Szeged, the mechanical engineering faculty, they cooperate with locally based Contitech company, which is part of Continental. The Continental actually founded the FlexSim educational license for the university to give the university the chance to learn, to teach FlexSim. And students are observing the process in the plant, and then under the direction of their lecturers, they are trying to simulate those processes at the university. Also, Continental is providing the real cases for students, for their theses, for their projects, and the best students are invited for internships, or even, as far as I know, they are also employed in Continental after they leave the university. So this is just to give you a few samples of few cases. Of course, there is much more of the cooperation that we have with universities and of interesting projects that are running at the universities. And I would like, and we hope that we will be able to present you more of those samples in the next our next meetings. And we would like also to invite some of the lecturers from those universities mentioned here and the others, which who would like to present their projects, their interesting cases to the audience, to participants of our meetings. But for now, I would like to to stop here, and I will pass the voice to David Dombal, our FlexSim director, the vice president of Intermarium, and also the head of our simulation engineers team. So it will be the mini training, which will introduce the new features in the new version of FlexSim to you. And also David will say a few words about our new product, which is e-learning for the students in English. So David, this floor is yours.
Hello, and good morning, everybody. So today I would like to just very briefly show you a storage system in FlexSim. It is in FlexSim for I think more than a year, I think a year and a half. But it's a great feature. It's not widely used, especially universities, when I would say the course subject is already set. So I would like to show you some of this. If you know it from the beginning, it evolved in a very good tool to simulate warehouse problems, logistics warehousing. We have some, because we also teach in some universities. I also teach in some universities in Wsb Academia. When I teach students I teach logistics using the warehouse system. And I think it's a very good tool for you to teach students about logistics, about how WMS is working, but also some auxiliary subject to it, like for example SQL databases, like things like this that are also needed in this field, but are sometimes taught separately, and the students are not able to see how they can be used in I would say industrial practice. Okay, so if you find on if you look on our channel on FlexSim Thermarium, you can see that we already made one short webinar about storage system. But today I would like to show you this in conjunction with process flow and SQL, so you can see how this can be used on your courses, how this can be used using your education, especially in the logistic field, but also in the production, because when you want to in more and more cases, you can see that in the production course, in the production engineering courses, we see the subjects about production logistics, about AGVs, about warehouse automation. And this is also the tools that can be used to work with this, okay? So what I would like to show you is how you can use this storage system, how you can use SQL there, how you can model it in our simulation software. So let's be some warehouse, okay? So it's going to be, let's say, relatively small warehouse. We'll have some racks. Let's say we have 3 alleys in here, and we have the rack. So the basis on the system, of the storage system, is the assumption that each slot, slot meaning one location inside rack. Yeah. So in FlexSim, when you go inside rack, this rack is divided into levels like rows, base meaning column, cells meaning the space between columns. Yeah. And the slot, this is the one location inside cell. This is the slot. Yeah? And each of this slot can have a set of labels. So the information which we can use to base our logic. So for example, let's say I have some product here. I have some product here. It's going to be some pallets. That's going to be, let's say we'll have 100 pallets. We have 100 pallets, and from each of these pallets, we have a different label, and I will call this label color, let's say 20 different labels type. So I will create now 100 pallets with 20 different types. And using FlexSim, using a warehouse system, you can create the logic. How would you like to find the place for this pallet? Okay. So for example, if you go to the process flow, I will start with some event triggered source on this buffer. So I will create one token for every pallet that gets to the source, to this queue. So if I reset and run, you will see 100 token, and each token represents one pallet. And you can look with these warehousing blocks, the find item and find slot. So there are the 2 basic activities when we do the storage system and FlexSim. When find slot lets you find the space for something in the warehouse. So if we go here, we have the find slot, and we can find the slot. So we can find the space for this pallet using some query, using some parameters with assignment, etc. I will do it step by step. So for example, I want to look for a place for my pallet, because I've named here the pallet. So in find slot, I want to assign slot to my pallet. Right now, I will just put the random n slot. Okay. So after this, when you have this n slot, you have to find which rack was chosen. So where should I put this element? So I will create the rack label, and it's going to be token slot. I want to treat it as a storage slot. And storage object. I know this line is complicated. I will get back to it in a moment. Okay. And in the end, I want to move my pallet to my rack or reset rack. Okay. So in our logic, We want to create something, some palette. We want to find slot for this palette. We want to find where the slot is, and you want to move this palette to the rack. How does it work? Look, for example, I think I showed you this before. Yeah, reset run. I have 100 tokens. Yeah, 1 token for each palette. If I move it here, yeah, each of this token with 1 palette slot was assigned. So I can see there is a slot. This is bigger, yeah. This is rack number 1, first bay, first level, first slot. Yeah. So this is the first iteration. The object isn't moved to the rack yet. I just find the location. And for now, this location is like reserved for this palette. I can I can find the rack and I can move the palette. Right now, everything was put in the same slot because here I don't have any other constraint for my query. Inside this query, for example, I maybe start with some easy one. You can put a where as slot content. So for example, I want to put the palette only in an empty slot. So where slot item's length equals 0. Okay? Where slot is empty, or you can just slot empty, it's already there. So where slot is empty. If I reset and run it, I will only have 1 palette or 1 product or 1 flow item, depending on my logic, per slot. So it's 1 per slot in my warehouse. Of course, if I want to have, for example, let's say double D warehouse, yeah, I can put it as not equal 0, but for example, less than 2. Now, if I reset and run it, I have 2 per slot. So you have a lot of possibility here. How do you want to do this? Yeah, maybe I will just leave for now. I will leave the empty slot logic. So this is the place when you try to mimic WMS logic, how the product are stored in the warehouse. For example, let's say we have 20 product, and as I said before, we can create in the storage system labels for slots. So let's say I will create label product type, okay, and I will like just paint my my warehouse with this label. What I mean by paint, you have these paint slot labels. I can choose product type label with value, for example, 1, and I can specify, oh, okay, I want to put this product here, or maybe here. Yeah, this is what I want to put product number 1, maybe just to base. So I make a space designed dedicated for the product number 1, a product type 1. And now in this find slot, I want to select the slot where the slot item's length is 0 and where some slot label, and this label is called product type. Product type is the same as our token.palette.type. I want to have this. So I want to only find if the product type on the palette is 1, I want to put the slot with the product type label equals also 1. So right now, if I reset and run it, only product 1 will be put inside the warehouse because only for the product number 1, I've assigned the slots. So I've assigned the labels, and the rest of the palette is here. Remember before, I think in the version 2020 or 20.1, I think 20.0, there wasn't these blocks yet. And you have to manually decide what will happen if you didn't find the correct slot in the warehouse. So the students can very easily, without a lot of knowledge about programming can build the warehouse, can assign the layout, can find the location for each product. Yeah, because looking for the space in a warehouse is just painting. Yeah, so maybe I will just paint this as a bay. So let's say this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right now I'm just painting. So my assumption right now is I will have one bay per one product. Of course, I can have one level. I can paint them however I want. Yeah, it's a great exercise to plan the warehouse, especially if you want to have some optimization. Yeah? Where should I put what? Or some logic about picking. From which area should I pick some product? Yeah? So right now I've painted like 20 different types in different areas, and I can reset run. So now my product are located based on this label. So this is like the basics. So this find slot, usually in the warehouse, when we do the warehouse estimation, those blocks can be the most important, because once you have to mimic what is in the WMS, or you have to make changes in this one line to change the whole structure of the warehouse. Yeah? And I was talking about WMS. So with the storage system, we also want to create this model to be as close as WMS, as real WMS as possible. That's why, for example, we have the addressing schematics. So meaning each of your location in your warehouse has his location address. Yeah. So for example, it's the zone ID, is the aisle, bay, level, and the slot. Yeah? And it will depends usually what kind of WMS you have. Especially you have 01 or you have 001, for example, in the slot numbering. Yeah. And so you have to make the schematic of the address in your simulated warehouse to be one-to-one, I would say, to your real system. If you model your system, or you have some concept system. Because thanks to this, you can very easily assign slot, very easily move with your warehouse, with the product, as close as into the real system. So you have to create the schematic address. Then you, of course, have to assign this address to rack. Yeah? If you have rack, you have to specify what is the addressing semantics, what is the base start number, level start number, slot start number. How do you want to move it, by 1, by 2? So is this the only even alley? This is odd alley, thing like that. You have to create the schematics for a warehouse, and it's a great way to teach students about how the WMS is built, how the addresses are created, what is the logic, why you have empty spaces in the warehouse. Yeah, this is especially so because you will always see that there is always in a real warehouse, there's always some, you could see from this photo some errors like missing aisle, missing bay, missing level. Why is like this? Yeah? How do you model it? Yeah, how the addressing change when you have some bypass the racks. For example, let's say in this rack, I want to have this as a non-storage slot. Yeah, so I have some corridors inside racks. Yeah? How this change the location mapping inside WMS. So everything with the simulation can be easily taught to the student. Yeah? But we have the first logic, we have the racks, and we don't need that much because we only have 2 arrays. So when you teach the students about WMS, about the queries, because this query can be much more sophisticated. Yeah, you have to specify what happens if. Yeah? So for example, this is, let's say, this is your base logic. Yeah, but if you will not be able to find the slot, the space using this logic, what is your alternative logic for looking the space in a warehouse? Yeah, so let's say alternate logic. Yeah, so for example, let's create this situation. Let's say if I run it, you can see I have, okay, this is the green, so the third product type. So I want to create enough space in my warehouse for the product type number 3. So I will just go back to the pencil labels. It's a 2, so I will also make this one. And for the 2, I will also only make, for example, these 2 slots. Yeah. So if I reset and run it, 2 green will come here, and the rest of the green is here, because I couldn't find the location for them using my base logic. So that's when the alternate logic comes in. And so I already know that I cannot find the space using this logic. Yeah, so I can find me empty slot as close as entering as. Yeah. So I will change it here, and I put where as the bay ID, not end. I will order this location as standing. Yeah. I want to close as close as possible. This is bay number 1, 2. Yeah. So you should find me, and then find the rack, then move over. So I reset and run. It found the places because they are with the bay entry. Yeah. Okay, the destination was different product, because if I go back to my painting, you can see there are for red. Logic, how I can find the place in my warehouse. Yeah. And of course, this can lead to much more complicated solutions. One thing is a class. The one thing. The other thing, for example, is when you have the floor storage, for example, when you have the queue with some product, and this is more like, let's say, industrial level use. Yeah, we have to create queue of the products, and you have to have some, let's say, like this. So if you reset and run it, you have product going to the queue, and you want to put them in the floor storage. Okay? So in this case, and I will switch off. In this case, for example, I will create, again, some type of product. Let it be free. Let's say every 10 seconds, I will get new product on this queue. I have type. Maybe let's change it to the type and color. So, and color. Yeah. So I have 3 different colors. And I will plan how the crane should move this product on the floor storage with the same principles. So again, I will create with the storage system. I will create a label. Let's do the floor type. I will go back to the pencil labels, floor type, and I was okay. Put 1, let's say here. Put 2. Here, and put 3 here. Yeah. So this is my plan. This is my idea how this should work. And if I want to build a logic to it, yeah, so I will start the same. It's on entry. Maybe I will call it product, not the palette. And then I have to find the place for it, not find the item, find the slot. So I want to find the slot where I have matching labels when I have the floor type will equal product.type. $1 means token. with parameter. So the floor type needs to match token product type. And let's say for now, I will look for the empty slot. As you can see, I can add more logic from the pick list, and they'll be automatically added to this query, the correct phrasing. So the and, or things like this, they're always correct. You don't have to think about how you can build a query. You're just adding the parameters, adding the logic to it. Yeah, so I want to find empty slot right now with the matching floor type. Sorry. With the matching floor type label. Okay, and I have to find the crane. So I will have my crane. I will have to acquire it or release it later. So this is my crane. In the find slot, I have to change it here. I want to assign a slot to the token product because again, that's how I name it here. Acquire, make a load, make the unload. So my resource. My resource, we take my product. And then my resource, we take my product. I have to have the rack address. So I will take this block and put this on the rack. And then in the end, I will release the rack. So right now, if I reset and run it, acquire is not connected. The boxes will be put in the space where I designed it using the time slot label. You can see red on red, green on green, blue on blue, and things like this. So this, for example, especially used when you have, I know, steel industry, when you want to heavy machinery, when this is important, when the travel time of the crane to each location can be different. So that's why it matters. Also, you can write the logic, how do you want to stack those? Because for example, if I listen run, it stops. Because my logic here in this find slot is okay, I want to find the empty slot. But I can make it a little different. Okay, I don't want to put, it has to be less than 3. And I want to order it by slot content. So now if we run it, it will put me 1 first everywhere, and then later it will put the second one. So this is information about how do I want to stack those. Because I can order it in the ascending number, so find me the most empty first, or I can stack this in descending way. So if I reset and run it, I want to stack them first. So there are small changes in the query, but it will completely change the logic for the crane and the move time for the crane. Of course, as I said, it's a steel industry, heavy machinery, but also ports, yard management. When you need to create the logic, how do you want to stack those? Because with stacking, there are other problems. If you stack something in a tower, you have to sometimes unstack this. So for example, okay, I have this stack, okay, but I need this one. And if I need this one, how I'm able to, what I need to do to unstack this one, where I need to put those two to get this one. Also all the analysis, okay, can I maintain FIFO in this type of let's say warehousing? So for example, if I'm descending, the maintaining a FIFO will be very hard, because I need to always unstack. But if I do like this, okay, maybe the move time can be a little higher because the crane needs to make more moves more far away. but I can maintain FIFO. But okay, I can maintain FIFO for up to some point. So it depends about how the buffer fluctuates. So each of these aspects can be like very easy, let's say on the first glance, but you can dive deeper to it during your courses. When I was teaching this with the students, I always try to like create a task for them. Okay, so I always try to give them some in feed and out feed. So the palette are going in, the palette going out. I start building some of the basics. Like for example, okay, this is like the VNA, this is the forklift, this is the conveyor system, this is the ASRS system. And I thought, okay, you have the ins, you have the outs. Think about the warehouse and try to build this by yourself. Yeah. So I always try to urge that, okay, you know the tools, you know how to make the forklift, ASRS, conveyors. Try to design this warehouse by yourself. Try to think about the flows. Try to think about how this should be designed to work. Yeah, and I gave them like 3 6 hour course, 3 6 hours to do it by themselves. Yeah? And then make discussion. What is good in this design? What is bad in this design? Why do you use this? Why do you use that? Yeah, especially for example, useful when you try to teach students about the VNAs. Yeah, VNAs are great. Yeah, because the alleys are narrow, but the more alleys you have, the more flow you have there, the more VNAs you need. More VNAs, more money. The VNA is 7 times more expensive than the classic forklift. Yeah, so you can create a lot of different exercises for them, and the students can very fast learn about this, because it's hard to take the students to the big logistics centers, to the big warehouses. Yeah, it's very hard to show them how WMS is working if they don't know how the flow inside the warehouse is working. Yeah, and now thanks to this storage system, you can very easily start modeling some basic WMS system, some basic rules with the simple SQL queries to show them how it's done, how it's working. Okay? Of course, this is very, I would say, simplistic, very simple examples. Yeah, but with the storage system, the scale doesn't matter a lot. Yeah, because for example, if I create, I don't know, 4 of these buffers like this, the crane will still operate on them in the same way. Yeah, because it uses SQL. So think about this as that each slot as a database, as a list. Yeah? And this query goes through all of this list. So usually the scale isn't matter that much. Yeah? What is important is the logic. How do you want to work with this scale? Yeah? Because for example, maybe this way of stacking the product on the floor storage is not very good, yeah, because the blue is always the most far away, yeah. But you can try out something like this, yeah. I will maybe do 180, yeah, with around, yeah. And how this will impact the flow, the time of the moving. Yes, for example, right now it's taking me 44,000 seconds to put everything in place, yeah. But if I make these moves, yeah, or maybe this move, how it will affect the move time, yeah? I think it's 70-second difference, so not that much, but you can see the change, the effect of your change almost immediately. Yeah? This is the basic. And I don't know, do you have some questions about storage system? If you have, write them on the chat, and I will of course try to answer them. Okay. But going back to our model, as before, is not that hard. Yeah, if you want to then create a logic with some automatic. Yeah, because of course we find the slot. Maybe I will change it like this. I find the slot. Let's add some simple conveyors. And now look at this logic. Right now, when I build is I have the pallets going through a conveyor. All the slots are already assigned. So even if this pallet is still here, the space for it, I think it's here, is already reserved. So no other pallet can get there faster. And because this space, this slot is already reserved for this pallet. So all the logic about the reservation of space, but also reservation of the product itself in the warehouse is done automatically. And so you don't have to think about this. You don't have to think to block something. You don't have to you don't have to calculate what is the current amount in the warehouse, what is the current available amount on the warehouse, what is the current amount of product that is outgoing, but it's still in the warehouse. Everything here is done automatically for you with this find slot and find item blocks. So all the reservation, all the logic concerning reservation is already done. Yeah. So for example, right now I have, let's quickly add some ISRS to our logic. This is one ISRS. And let's say this is the other. Okay. I need to have two conveyors, and I will just only ints. So one is here. One is here. Yeah. And let's say you have to use the information about the assigned slot to reroute the product, route the product to your system. Yeah. So I can create again extra label because I need to know when which conveyor should I choose depending on which slot was assigned to me. Okay, and I will create alley label. Again, I'm going to paint my warehouse. So this is the first alley, and this is the second alley. And now I can use information in my logic. So I will create here, let's say, 2 decision points, first and second. So I have this rack. I'll wait for my product to enter this conveyor. But entering item, it has to be my palette. It has to match. And when it enters, I want to send this. I want to send item on conveyor to a destination. So now let's pick a destination. We'll have destination. And destination is going to be based on some cases. Yeah? So I will choose this. I have value by case. And our case is going to be token slot alley. So depending on the alley label on the slot that was already assigned to my palette, yeah, I have 2 possibilities. I can go here and I can go here. This is only, of course, as one example how this can be done. Yeah, so I can just put this to a label destination, and I want to move there my product. So if I run it, product. Sorry, not the product, but a palette. If I reset and run it, yeah, the palette will go where the assigned slot is. And then I can create a quire, I can make the ISRS to move the product, and so on and so on. Yeah? So what I wanted to show you here, yes, this is a tool. This is a tool that will help you teach students about logistics, about warehousing in rather easy way and it's very effective. And because it's much better than showing the movies, than showing the schematics, because the student can feel how his decision will impact this warehouse. Of course, risk-free. So he will know how this will affect the warehouse itself, the flow, the times, the utilization of the resources of the SRS or the crane or the rack itself. So think of the FlexSim here with the storage system as a virtual environment when you can teach the students about logistics and about warehousing. So I just want to like inspire you. Of course, we're showing some FlexSim feature about how this can be done. And I think it was, if you want, of course, if you want more, there are some tutorials in our YouTube channel. Of course, there is also the manual inside FlexSim about this. But I just want to inspire you how this can be done and show that it doesn't have to be very very hard, and you don't have to have a lot of programming skills. Just need to maybe, of course, maybe the basic SQL is always helpful here because you will know what you're writing, but it's everything that the students should know about logistics, about databases to create a small warehouse, to create a flow inside the warehouse. So this is like the first part I wanted to show you. And the second part is our e-learning platform, okay? So in our e-learning platform, this is something, of course, what we planned for years, but of course the COVID just make everything faster for us. There are the courses, so we can provide to you, or we can provide your students the online courses with FlexSim using a platform, a learning Moodle, things like this. Yeah, right now we have the courses in Polish and English, and all of these courses. These courses are movies with, of course, the commentary about each topic of FlexSim. Yeah. So there are, for example, in the basic courses, we have like 18, let's say, lessons, 18 segments, and for each segment there is a movie. And there's a movie when we show you description with narration, how something is done, step by step. Yeah, it's like online course, yeah? And the students or you, of course, can go with this course to create, to gain the basic knowledge about FlexSim. And what they do next with it is more up to you. Okay? So if you offer this course to the students, then usually this is how it's done. After this course, they get some assignment. They get some assignment depending on which area this course is. Because we give you the basic, of course, basic knowledge about FlexSim and how the student will use it, or will he use it in the warehousing, or will he use it in the production? It's up to you. It's depending on your subject here. Yeah? Right now we have some basic course in English, and we also have a course, advanced course in English. It's about process flow. It's in 12 segments. There are less segments, but they are a little longer. Both courses are more or less 20, I think 24, 27 hours of movies. So it's quite a lot. Yeah. And usually, I think, of course, less an hour. And your students or you by yourself can go to this course to get the basics. Yeah. We have it in Polish, we have it in English. We also can prepare the courses for you that are more sophisticated. Yeah. So for example, let's say you would like to have a course in FlexSim in warehousing, and you want this to be like 15 hours. Yeah? So we can get into docs, and we can negotiate how this needs to be done. What do you need? What is the subject that you want to cover using this course? Yeah, and then you can mix this, like the online, let's say online online part in your everyday courses in the university. It's good, especially now with this COVID situation, when some of the course needs to be done online, some of the course needs to be done on site. You have some hybrid learning. I know it all depends where you are and what is your current epidemic situation. But in our country, I think it was a good solution. Yeah, because for once it gives you more freedom. Yeah, because a lot of the learning is done, let's say, outside of you, outside of the classes, because it's done remotely, and this is one of the good things here, especially when your university needs this. And of course, how do you want to mix this approach with your subject? It totally depends on you. Okay? So this is something I wanted to share with you. And it's our new edition. We have, as I said again, we have some basic, we have advanced courses in English and Polish. And if you want, we can prepare some more specific courses based on your actual needs in your subject. Okay. So I think this is everything from me, and I will give my voice back to Christian. Thank you very much, and I hope we will meet soon. I think next month will be our next webinar. I don't know what will be the topic, the subject yet. So if you have some proposition, just write an email to Christian and tell him what would you like to see in our next online learning session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, David. I hope it was informative for you. And this is something what we would like to do in each of our meetings in the future also. So basically to give you some kind of informative peel about the new features or about some specific features which you would like to learn more about. So of course your ideas are also, suggestions are also highly welcomed. So between the meetings, please get to me or to one of my colleagues and give the suggestion what you would like us to present in the next meeting, to maybe give you some training on some other features. So we are open for your recommendations and suggestions. And now I would like to start. I think it's just the last part of our meeting. So basically, I would like to. I called it the development ideas exchange. So what I would like to discuss, it's some ideas from our side which we believe that might be beneficial for everyone. And then I will be happy to eventually hear from you. What do you think about it? Do you have any questions, or maybe you have some of your ideas of suggestions which you would like to share? So the first thing is the finder's fee. Yeah, this is quite related to the business, because we have approach at FlexSim and at Intermarium, of course, that we always try to find the solution which bring benefits not only to us but also to our partners. And I believe that following the growth of your engagement in the use of FlexSim, development of our cooperation, of your cooperation with local business, because this is something what we observe at some universities already. Your capabilities of introducing FlexSim to other potential users will also grow, and your department might be kind of centers for the transfer of simulation technology of FlexSim. So shortly it means that thanks to your activities and recommendations, we might get some new FlexSim users, and we hope for that we will get. It means also clients, and in such case, of course, it would be fair to acknowledge also your input in that. So basically, if you introduce the FlexSim to some company or some other university or some other faculty also at your universities, we are ready to reduce your next payment for some of our products, licenses or services or trainings which you would like to get from us, with an amount equal to the 5% of the value of the first purchase made by each entity that you will introduce FlexSim to. Of course, if you will be interested in more details, we can discuss it later on, or privately, or on the forum, to give you more details. The next thing is the FlexSim Competence Center. We are also happy to support the most active and successful in the use of FlexSim universities in creation of the FlexSim Competence Centers. So it might be something similar what I mentioned about the Silesian University of Technology or the Sumy State University. It is a chance also for your department or faculty to become a kind of maybe national leader and expert in the implementation of FlexSim simulation in business and education. So we are also ready to support you on that, to become some patron or to patronize or to be some partner in this creation of that kind of centers. The next thing is commercial projects. As I mentioned also in the first part of my presentation, there are some universities which not only use the educational license but also the commercial license, and this is of course give them the opportunity to simply for additional income from the trainings, from services, from some grants done in cooperation with local business. And the only thing you need for that is the FlexSim Enterprise license. And also, if you will decide, if you will have a chance to acquire it, your department or faculty or university, so it might happen that we will recommend your services to some of our clients. For example, in the case when we are short in the workforce, or if the client simply requires some local support directly from his area. The next thing, which some of you might already know, is our competition for the best simulation project of the year. So there is a website. It's currently at intermarium.org.pl, the Simulation Academy. So now we open the second edition of the competition. There are three main prizes for the Audience Award, Scientist Jury Award, and Business Jury Award. Now we will increase the prices, so it will be €1,000 for the Scientists Jury Award and Business Jury Award. So your students or colleagues even, or you are welcome to submit your simulation projects done at your university, and to simply compete for the best simulation project of the year. We also choose the simulation ambassador. We would like to choose this. We would like to honor with this how would say prize, maybe a knowledge, some people which dedication to the simulation helped us to spread this technology in the benefit of also of the economies of our countries. So we named with the first edition, we named 3 such persons, and they will be announced soon. But also, but in the future, we will honor more people with this statuette, which we would like to give to the people which we want to appreciate and acknowledge. So I hope that many of your students will submit their projects for the simulation project of the year. The competition, the second edition is open. We will be officially announcing that very soon. But even now, you can submit your students can submit their projects. And the other things is also the job opportunities. So basically, with the fourth industrial revolution, the use of simulation and FlexSim, of course, itself becomes a must for a modern economy. As a FlexSim hub, which we are in our part of Europe. Recently, we observed the increasing demand for FlexSim simulation engineers among our clients, of course. So the young professionals skilled in the use of FlexSim at some level are wanted currently not only in Poland, but also by our clients in the Czech Republic, in Hungary, in Serbia. So if you have some students with some level of knowledge of FlexSim, which you feel that you can recommend to our clients, so please let us know. And we want to create something like a career center for so we can link our clients with you and with your students. Even now, also we are looking for to expand our team again, and we are looking currently for the simulation engineer and salesperson in one, but with the knowledge of Russian and English languages. So also, if you have any candidate that you feel he or she might be right for that position, so please let me or let us know about it. And the last thing which I would like to mention now is the opportunity to become the qualified FlexSim instructor. So this is the new thing which we want to implement, new project, because also we observe that there is more demand for the FlexSim trainings. So we would like to increase the availability of training in general and make it also available in the national languages, which we don't know. And also more locally. So also to increase the personal resources that we've got, and some kind of flexibility in timing and pricing that we can offer to our clients. And also we see it as an opportunity for additional income and self-development for academic FlexSim users. So basically for you. Therefore, we created a qualification program that will lead you, if you would like, of course, to join, to become a qualified FlexSim trainer, recognized by Intermarium, and only a qualified trainer will be allowed to to deliver a certified FlexSim training. So we are more than sure that demand for this service will continue to increase. So if you would be interested, and if you know that, so after the meeting of some demands, you could become the FlexSim trainer, qualified and recognized by Intermarium. So of course, after the meeting or now, I will be happy to provide more details if you need them. I just noticed that there is something on the. Okay. And the last thing which I would like to actually invite you to, if you have anything to share now, to suggest, to discuss with us or with other of your colleagues from other universities, So please, the floor is now yours. We can discuss a little bit if you have some ideas, some projects that you would like to invite someone to participate. So please, now we have time for that.
So hello to all. Vladimir here.
Hello.
I don't know if you can hear me. Hi.
Hello, Vladimir. Yeah, we can hear you very good.
So hi, first time I've been attending one of your webinars, and as I wrote in the chat, to be honest, I was not aware of your organization, and even the invitation to this webinar was forwarded to me by a colleague who is also simulation engineer working in FlexSim, and I'm also a full-time simulation engineer, and I would be interested if you could share your contact details and maybe discuss through emails, because I was also discussing with one of my former professors and the faculties at the, let's say, electrotechnic faculty, which I graduated from, about maybe introducing simulation as a course. So we would be maybe interested in contacting you and maybe discussing this later on. So it would be good to share contact details to the participants. So just that from my side. And thanks for the great webinar. Yeah. Sorry, I cannot hear you now.
Sorry, yeah. Thank you very much, Vladimir, and yeah, I'm happy to hear that the webinar you find the webinar interesting. Of course, already we put in the chat some of our contact details, so you have my email address in there, and also the contacts from our website. Of course, we will be happy to discuss. I will be happy to discuss with you on the emails possible options for cooperation. So I'm very happy that you joined us now and that you find the way to join us. So it's definitely not an accident.
Great, thanks. So looking forward to talking to you in future.
Yes, exactly. So drop me an email, please, and
yeah. Okay.
Hello, Christian. Can you hear me?
Hello, Fitim. Hello.
Greetings
I can hear you.
from Croatia. Very good webinar, and I was very lucky to see all those new things and new ideas that you have. And I'm looking forward to meet you in few days. I'm very happy about this also. And good luck today in EU. Okay. Good luck for Poland.
Thank you. Yeah, we play against Sweden today at the Euros. Yeah, so yeah, in 2 weeks, I think we go to deliver the training to the University North in Croatia. So where Fitim is one of the lecturers. So I'm also looking forward to meet you in person finally after this long time. If anyone else would like to speak something, so please.
Hello, my name is Damian Kręczyk. Hello, Christian.
Hello, Mr. Professor. Hello.
Thank you for the invitation. Unfortunately, I found out about today's meeting yesterday, so I'm not so prepared for this meeting. But I think and I hope that the Academic FlexSim forum will become a platform for the exchange of our academic experience and the voice of academic community towards the software development, maybe, because we have our specific problems, we have our specific ideas to develop this thing. The e-learning platform is a very good initiative. I thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a great idea. Usually we have about 15 or 30 hours for lab classes in our universities for teaching FlexSim. So it will be, it seems to be a good or perfect completion of our classes and possibility for our students to make some own work, their own work for learning how to use the basis, how to use the FlexSim Simulate software. Of course, I have to learn about myself and in scope of this platform, and I will send you my comments and suggestions for the next topics. So thank you very much, and I hope for the next meetings, I hope that we will be able to discuss about our ideas, sometimes problems of using FlexSim, some more working meetings. Thank you very much.
Of course, thank you very much, Professor. Thank you for this voice. I think it's very important, and of course we can see also you as the one of the person who can introduce your activities with FlexSim, your projects, because they are very impressive. And actually, in my presentation, I mentioned your faculty as one of the examples of the cooperation. So I hope that in one of the next meetings you will agree to present your projects and to say something more to your colleagues from other universities. And thank you for this voice regarding the opinion regarding the e-learning. Of course, we are always open for your suggestions, for your comments. So you can voice them up during the meeting, the next meetings, this meeting, but also in the email communication, or we can simply chat on Zoom privately. So we are always available for you if you would like to take this opportunity to speak with us.
Yes, of course, there is no problem. I will let you know about our practice with FlexSim. Also, the project of the year is a very good initiative. I really hope that we will finally be able to return to our university with the students, because currently the many activities, especially in the scientific circles, have decreased significantly. So I hope they will start again and work with us alive.
Yes, exactly. I think this is
now we are using mainly the remote classroom, the educational platform, and your platform will be very good help for us. But I hope we will start next semester at universities the regular classes.
Yeah, I think everyone are looking forward for that. So hopefully, and it will be also the occasion to meet in person as well.
Thank you, Professor Damian, for mentioning simulation contest, and I would like to share my opinion on that. It's not only a contest; it's rather a platform for meeting among academics and managers and practitioners of FlexSim in companies around Intermarium. And also it can give access to all projects within this contest. So I hope it will help lead classes based on projects in the contest now and in the future. So please remember that it's also access to all simulation models, descriptions, PowerPoint presentations about results of simulation model. And also I would like to say some words about cooperation, also based on your speech, Professor Damian, regarding development of the software FlexSim. We are very welcome to see and to hear your opinion. What is important for you? What shall we do in the future as additional functionality? And we can influence developers in states, in the United States, and also we can develop our internal program, because we know that FlexSim is simulation environment and everyone can build add-on which can enhance possibility of simulation modeling. And I'm after a discussion with Professor Alan Greenwood, the co-author of Applied Simulation, and we are proud to be one of first translators of this book in the world. We translated it into Polish. We have second edition, and Professor Damian Kłęczyk is member of the team which check correctness of this book in Polish. And Professor Alan Greenwood is ready to start creating another version of this book, the newest one. So we just decided to create maybe a new structure of this book, or some new ideas which might be useful for readers. And I'm asking you to join, to share your ideas and proposition we can implement in the newest version of Applied Simulation in English. And afterwards, I hope we will also create a team which translated into Polish, maybe also in other languages in our intermarium territory. So please remember that a new version of the book will come, and you are welcome to share your ideas, opinions, what can be implemented in this newest version. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so as I said before, yeah, basically any of your ideas or suggestions are welcome. We are always happy to discuss them. So please just communicate with us on that. Of course, this meeting, as you noticed, as you've been informed, was recorded. So we would like to place it on our YouTube channel. So basically, it will be opportunity for you to come back to the content of this meeting, maybe especially to the training part provided by David. So it will be on our YouTube channel soon. And of course, I hope and I would like to ask you to share this record with your colleagues who might be also interested in this topic, in the topic of simulation of FlexSim. So if more of academics will know about it, it's better. And we will try to announce maybe next time we will try to announce the meeting earlier. So I believe it will be after the holidays period. So we will see if it will be the end of September or maybe October. Also, if you have suggestions regarding the I would say the timing of next meetings, so it's also will be also helpful. Which period would be maybe most convenient to you as well. Is there anyone else who would like to have a word now? Okay, so I think we can end today's meeting. Once again, I hope it was interesting for you, and some of you already expressed that it was interesting. This is the first from many, I hope, and I hope let's say every 3 months we will do the meetings like that, and between them I will repeat it one more time. We are ready to receive any of your comments and suggestions, also about the topics which we should work on during those meetings, and we'll try to invite some guests, some presenters on the next meetings also from your universities, yeah, from you. Okay, so thank you very much for presence here today. I can see just that Mr. Kazimierski also shared his contact in the chat, so you can take it if you like, write it down, and we are looking forward for the next meetings, which we'll announce soon, I hope, the date of the next meeting. Thank you very much. Have a good day and good holidays, because for many of us it will be holidays period. So get rest.
Thank you, Christian. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And let us know about the next meeting in advance.
Exactly.
At least 1 week, please.
No, we will do it. We'll do it even with the biggest, with the bigger advance. But this is very, very important input. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
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 Bye.